It is now. We are muted.
So we're just going to start with standing by. Hi, everybody.
Welcome to an experience similar to ones that you've had before. Yes, another podcast featuring a couple of guys who think that they're funny. Two men, one microphone. This is Spoiled Rotten Movies.
And we are back.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome back, everyone.
What up, what up, what up?
What up? You have a nice week, Zane?
I had a pretty fantastic... Ooh, Oh,
Oh,
man, I'm messing it up.
now you got to turn it back off. Oh,
I
there we
know.
go.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Gosh, the
sorry.
live stream is getting me all backwards. All backwards. Anyways, what's going on, man?
Oh, I'm doing
Oh,
great.
man.
Doing great.
Good.
Yeah.
You've been watching things?
I've been watching things. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
Is
of
it just
things.
is it just this?
Like just Marvel movies. I
Yeah.
mean, that's basically all that's there. Nothing new coming out. But yeah, this. Watch The Incredible Hulk. I'm trying to say, like, as soon as I watch one movie, I'm like, all right, let's go to the Iron Man 2. And then I'm like, nope, gotta wait the next week out.
Dude, I'm telling you what, you started this whole thing, which
Yeah.
is awesome. And I'm glad that we have this wonderful content to be able to do. However, this is a stinker.
Yeah, was it?
Holy
Was it?
moly. Holy the
Oh.
moly. This was a stinker.
Oh man.
man.
Well, if this is your first time watching us, this is what we do. We talk about movies, good, bad, mostly bad. And every Monday we're going straight through the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and this is our second week. We're talking
Yeah.
about The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna break it down, talk
Yeah.
about what we liked, talk a lot about what we didn't like, especially this week.
Yeah, man.
And
this was not bueno.
and go from there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to pop my knuckles. That was icky.
Ugh.
But yeah, we'll start off by you got the plot in front of you.
I do.
And I'll
First
do
thing,
interpretive dance to it.
I'm so excited. So first thing I want to let everyone know about is not only are we on Facebook Live now, we are also on YouTube Live.
YouTube Live.
Look us up, Spoiled Rotten Movies. We are live on YouTube, so if you don't like the Facebook, then hit us up there.
We're live on the YouTubes.
And
Sorry.
it's going to be fun. No, you're fine. You're fine. So let's go. The Incredible Hulk, Marvel Cinematic Universe,
MCU.
written.
We're going through them, by the way, not in chronological order, but in like release date, like
Right.
first release to most recent, not like timeline wise. Which
Whew.
I feel like I was looking up an article today to see like what would be the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I feel like I would much rather be eased in this. Like the Incredible Hulk's still pretty early in that
Right.
timeline, but even still, I'm like, man, I would have got another film or two under my belt. I'm being so negative today. I'm so sorry. I'll try to be more positive. Go ahead and tell us. Go ahead and give the synopsis.
All right.
of
So
this
released
film.
June 8th, 2008.
Mhm.
Written by Zach Penn, based on Hulk by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, directed by Louis Leterrier. We start off with at Culver University in Virginia. General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross meets Dr. Bruce Banner, the colleague and boyfriend of his daughter Betty, regarding an experiment that Ross claims is meant to make humans immune to gamma radiation. The experiment, part of a World War II era super soldier program that Ross hopes to recreate, fails, and the exposure to gamma radiation causes Banner to transform into the Hulk for brief periods of time whenever his heart rate rises over 200 beats per minute. The Hulk destroys the lab and surrounding areas, killing several people inside and injuring the general and Betty along with others outside. Banner becomes a fugitive from the U.S. military, and Ross in particular, who wants to weaponize the Hulk. 5 years later, Banner works at a bottling factory in Rosina, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Which I can only assume is a Doritos factory. You know,
Yes.
the Mexican soda, Doritos,
Oh,
not
so
Doritos.
good. Right. No, I know what you're talking about. I've been to
It was
enough.
like if Doritos made Surge,
Mm.
like that's what I imagine he works at. This factory. Sorry, continue.
Okay. So
Continue.
where was I? Rosina, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. While searching for a cure for his condition, On the internet, he anonymously collaborates with a colleague known only as Mr. Blue. He is learning yoga techniques to help keep control and is not transformed in 5 months after Banner cuts his finger. A drop of his blood falls into a bottle, which is eventually ingested by an elderly consumer in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, giving him gamma sickness.
Played by Stanley.
Played by Stanley. Using the bottle to track down Banner, Ross sends a special forces team led by Emil Blonsky to capture him. Banner transforms into the Hulk and defeats Blonsky's team. After Ross explains how Banner became the Hulk, Blonsky agrees to be injected with a small amount of a similar serum, which gives him enhanced speed, strength, agility, and healing, but also begins to deform his skeleton and impairs his judgment. Banner returns to Culver University and reunites with Betty. Banner is attacked by a second time by Ross and Blonsky's forces, tipped off by the suspicious Samson, causing him to again transform into the Hulk. The ensuing battle outside the university proves futile for Ross's forces, and they retreat, though Blonsky, whose sanity is faltering, attacks and mocks the Hulk. The Hulk severely injures Blonsky and flees with Betty. After the Hulk reverts to Banner, he and Betty go on the run, and Banner contacts Mr. Blue, who urges them to meet him in New York City. Mr. Blue is actually cellular biologist Dr. Samuel Stearns, who tells Banner he has developed a possible antidote to Banner's condition. After a successful test, he warns Banner that the antidote may only reverse each individual transformation. Stern reveals that he has synthesized Banner's blood samples, which Banner sent from Brazil, into a large supply with the intention of applying its limitless potential to medicine. Fearful of the Hulk's power falling into the military's hands, Banner wishes to destroy the blood supply. A recovered Blonsky joins Ross's forces for a third attempt to take Banner into custody. They succeed, and Banner and Betty are taken away in a helicopter. Blonsky stays behind and orders Stern to inject him with Banner's blood, and as he covets the Hulk's power, the experiment mutates Blonsky into the Abomination, a creature with size and strength surpassing that of the Hulk. He attacks Stearns, who gets some of Banner's blood and a cut on his forehead, causing him to begin mutating as well. In his new monstrous form, Blonsky rampages through Harlem. Realizing that the Hulk is the only one who can stop Blonsky, Banner convinces Ross to release him. He jumps from Ross's helicopter and transforms after hitting the ground. After a battle...
Give me a second. There's a bug.
Yeah. Oh, no, not a bug.
Yeah.
Get rid of that bug.
Sorry, I can't do that. I can't do the interpretive dance with a bug on the wall. It's too distracting.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
So,
yeah.
Hulk goes after him.
He jumps from Ross's helicopter and transforms after hitting the ground. After a battle throughout Harlem, the Hulk defeats Blonsky by nearly strangling him to death with a chain, but spares his life upon hearing Betty's plea and leaves Blonsky for Ross and his forces to arrest. After having a peaceful moment with Betty, the Hulk flees New York. A month later, Banner is in Bella Coola, British Columbia. Instead of suppressing his transformation, he begins to transform in a controlled manner with a slight smirk. Tony Stark approaches Ross at the local bar and informs him that a team is being put together. End
End
movie.
of movie. All right.
So,
you gotta start this one. I can't.
Yeah. All right. So,
Yeah.
let's first talk about what we enjoyed. What worked in this movie? Not much. I'm
The
going to say
Hulk looked good.
Hulk looked good. I think the acting from the people in the movie was believable. I liked Edward Norton in it. I liked not so much Betty.
No, man.
Tyler was not.
Well, we're not to don't likes yet. We're not to don't likes yet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's my bad. I really liked Tim Roth as Emil Blonsky. I mean, the character wasn't good, but I liked him playing that character. He made him from an absolute terrible villain to just a bad villain.
I enjoyed that Tim Roth was in the movie. You ever watch Lie to Me?
Yeah,
show
all
he
the
was
time.
on?
Every episode.
Lie to Me season 1, on point. Season 2, really weird. season 1, like he's really great in Lie to Me, and I was like,
Right.
I was watching it, and I was like, oh look, it's Cal Lightman, and and then
No.
he played. I think at one point in time they say that what's his name in this movie?
Emil Blonsky.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be a Russian guy,
Yeah.
with a straight up British accent the whole time. Like, what? That messed with me. We're not
Yeah.
still likes. Lou Ferrigno showed up at one point. That was cool.
nice. Yeah, that was cool. The original Hulk.
That's it.
That's about it.
That's all I got, man. This is
really-
a rough movie, man.
Yeah. I really like Stan Lee's cameo. I thought that it was very
Yeah.
that was fun. Seeing him drink the bottle of
Jurita
that had-
Church.
yeah. That had his that had the gamma radiation. That was really fun. I liked it better than the first movie that Iron Man, when he's like, "Hey, Hef," and he's like turns around and you see that it's him.
Yep.
That was it. It was a nice little
We should
like
mention
2-second
mention of all the Stanley cameos in these. Like,
right. Let's like battle them together. So we had Stanley's cameo in Iron Man versus Stanley's cameo in the Incredible Hulk. And now they're battling it out. Who wins?
Hef. I like Hef. I thought that was hilarious.
You like Hef?
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was funny. It was just so short. It was like 1 second and then gone.
No, I mean that's kind of how his cameos are in general. Like,
True.
he's kind of like there to like be like, "Hey, I'm here," and then like that's it. Like he's in what is it? Big Hero 6 for like 2 seconds, where he's like, is that like the after credit scene where he's I don't know what his character's name is, but T.J. Miller character's dad,
Right.
It's pretty cool, but Hef is way cooler.
Cool.
We gotta talk about these.
Hef wins.
Hef is the best cameo so far. We'll
Yeah.
make it to your list of that too.
So Hef wins, and then he's gonna face off against next week's
Mhm.
Iron Man 2 cameo, which we don't know yet.
Iron Man 2 is next week?
I know. Iron Man 2 is next week.
All right. We're getting a lot of Iron Man here in the beginning, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
All
the
right.
staple.
Yeah.
That's the
That's the glue.
That's the glue.
Hmm.
So, what didn't work, Zane?
Oh my god. Okay, so here's like a stupid thing that I'm sure only annoyed me.
Uh-huh.
In the beginning of the movie,
Sure did.
you have Edward Norton looking all shaggy,
Right.
longer hair. And then halfway through the movie, there's a scene where he gets his hair cut by Betty,
Betty, yeah.
but the Hulk's haircut stays the same. I don't know why this annoyed me so much.
I
But
never
I made a
noticed
note
that.
of it in my phone to be like, I got to talk about this, like because
I've never
the Hulk's
noticed that.
hair gets longer when he gets bigger because his head is bigger.
Right.
Therefore, his hair has to get long enough to look the same length.
Right.
So
that makes sense.
it would venture to reason that his hair would look different if he got a haircut as Bruce Banner.
True.
So I think that's just lazy. I think it's lazy. I think they're like, we don't want to make another 3D model of the Hulk's hair. I think that's what happened. And it annoyed the hell out of me.
It's a fair assumption. I never thought of it that way, but heck, why not?
This is why you have cynical old me coming along to
very true.
pick and prod of these movies.
That is very true.
Betty's okay. I also want to say that like there was a movie The Hulk that came out in like 2003
yes, with Eric Bana,
which I have seen forever ago. Like I don't remember anything about it. But this movie heavily relies on the fact that you understand the Hulk's backstory a little bit coming into this movie.
True. Yeah, very true.
Like it gives you like flash sequences at the beginning, credits, and then once the movie hits, it's like, hope you know what's going on.
Very true. So I have a little bit of a backstory to that.
Okay.
So this movie came out 5 weeks after Iron Man.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw 2008. I didn't know how soon in relation it would be.
Yeah, it was only 5 weeks after Iron Man. And the big thing was this was being created
Yeah.
by Universal before Marvel even decided that they wanted a Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Okay,
And
this makes
so-
sense because there's another qualm I have that would make sense with the what you're saying. So
Right. So while they were making this movie, Marvel came in and pretty much said, "Hey, we want this to be a part of our larger universe."
Mhm.
And do you remember at the very beginning where they kind of do the premise of the story, like the beginning, the
Where they're like doing
Eric
a flashing
Bana,
through.
right?
Oh, okay, yeah. Like that
Yeah,
whole movie, what went on in that movie.
right.
Yeah.
So they filmed all of that into this movie. This was supposed to be a 3-hour epic, Incredible Hulk movie.
Ooh, nobody needs that, dude.
No one
Oh my
needs it,
gosh.
and that was what Universal wanted to do. Marvel came in and said, "Nope, let's shorten it. Let's turn that into a little little
Hmm.
previously on," and
Yeah.
started it where they started it, and pretty much bypassed the entire origin story of the
Yeah.
Hulk.
It was just it was
Because-
weird.
Yeah,
They just jumped right into like they were like I said, like you get that 2-minute credit sequence where like
Mhm.
you see probably in that 2 minutes, maybe 45 to a minute of actual like scene content.
right,
But it's just like so choppy.
right.
And it's like, okay, here's the Hulk. We're in
Yeah.
Brazil. I'm like,
Somewhere on the
What?
cutting room floor, somewhere in Hollywood,
hmm,
there is an entire hour of that first 5-minute prologue.
really?
Yeah, that
Okay.
opening credit sequence, probably an
Mhm.
hour of film that that never got into that movie.
Wow. I feel like okay, so you know more about this movie. Do you have any idea about like when production started as to when you said halfway through they were like, nope, we're shortening it up? Because I feel like watching this movie, the
Mhm.
first half of the movie, like in the factory,
Right.
all the scenes pretty much before Abomination gets injected with the serum, I feel
Mhm.
like all of the visual and practical effects in that chunk of the movie are garbage. And then from the point that Abomination gets injected, like everything looks significantly higher budget.
Right.
Like all the 3D animations way higher. All of the like all the practical effects look better. It looks like it was filmed with a higher budget after that point. And I wonder
Right.
if that comes into like Marvel being like, okay, we'll inject a little extra money into this because honestly, if I had to recommend this movie for any part of it, it's literally that last 30-minute last lackluster fight scene. Like
Yeah.
that is it.
The
That
fight
is the
scene was
only
great.
chunk of this movie that I'm like, if you put 5 minutes before that was like, hey, this is Bruce Banner. He has powers. This guy doesn't like him. Now he has powers. Okay, here's 30 minutes. Like that would have been a better movie than this hour
Mhm.
and a half of just like slow moving plot.
Right.
Oh gosh, it was so rough, man. It was so
Mhm.
rough.
So I think that this falls on the director a little bit more so than anything else, because from what I know, Marvel had their input on it.
Mhm.
Um,
From
but
the get go,
also,
or from like halfway through.
I wouldn't say halfway through, but they told them what they could and could not put in the movie.
Okay. Is there an
but-
Incredible Hulk 2?
No,
Thank God.
no.
Oh,
After this mess, there was no other Incredible Hulk.
it's
He
just,
just becomes
Avengers property.
right. He just shows up in other movies.
Okay.
But also Edward Norton had a very high input as far as the script goes.
Really?
So Edward Norton wrote a lot of the script. He doesn't get credited for that. It only goes to Zach Penn, but Edward Norton had a lot of creative control over the script, which is why he never came back, because he didn't want to release that creative control, and then they just decided to go with Mark Ruffalo instead.
That's weird because I've heard that he's one of the harder actors in like the Hollywood scope to work with.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yes.
That being said, I'm never going to see any movie that is written by Edward Norton because it will be a snooze fest.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, dude. This was like I said, the first hour and a half of this movie is just like listening to you tell me about it. I was like, people are not gonna, they're gonna click off of this.
It took me a while to get through it. It
It's
was
rough,
boring.
dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like if somebody wrote an essay, they're like, oh, I need a 5-page essay for my class, but they wrote 3 pages and they're like, all right, I'm gonna double space this. I'm gonna increase the font size. Like they just stretched what they had as far as they could. They put like extra
Right.
headers on the page. Like there's just
right.
a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
It-
And honestly, like if we didn't watch this movie,
Mhm.
we would have missed nothing because like the way that they introduce him in Avengers,
Mhm.
it's as if like he's just an extra character, and they do more with his character development in the very limited time that he's in Avengers better than this entire movie did.
I believe it. I believe it 100%.
This is just a
Does
sad
Betty
movie.
come back in the
What's that?
Betty come back
No.
in the? Okay, I was like, if they do, they need to recast her again because Liv Tyler
Liv Tyler. Yeah,
was so bad. Oh
Yes.
my gosh, man!
I agree.
Also, I thought her dad, the general guy, was the
Yeah.
cheesiest actor I've ever seen in my entire life. Like,
don't,
if you
don't
were
blame
like,
that on don't blame that on William Hurt. He is a gem of an actor.
well, not in this movie.
This movie he was bad. Absolutely.
Terrible. It was everything about this movie seemed forced, and it's like, why are you forcing it? Like, there's nothing to force.
True. And like The Incredible Hulk could be a great movie.
Mhm. I think
Could be.
that there's definitely potential there to rewrite it in the future and have like its own, like kind of what I guess you can't really do it now with the MCU, but like they kind of rewrote like Spider-Man
Right.
for Tom Holland,
Mm-hmm.
and like all the Andrew Garfield stuff is not involved anymore.
Right.
So it's like rewrite it, and like I guess you could make it like this happened in the timeline instead of the Incredible Hulk. But you're not gonna. I don't know if they would just like white out that movie and then slap another title on it, but maybe they would. Like use Mark Ruffalo instead of Ed Norton.
Right.
I mean, there's some rights issue with that they can't do that.
We'll see. And honestly, like the character of the Hulk
Mhm.
throughout Avengers and all the other movies that he's in,
Mhm.
I could see Mark Ruffalo doing a great standalone Incredible Hulk movie. The
Mhm.
problem with it is Universal owns the name The Incredible Hulk. And yeah, all the Hulk rights. So they're allowing him to be in other movies, but for him to be the
They're leasing
main guy, right?
like-
For him to be the main guy, that's the issue.
Hmm.
So I don't think we'll ever really see it.
That's a bummer.
To be honest, yeah, it is. I
and
completely
I don't
agree.
think that the standalone movie would do well enough for them to go through the process of purchasing the rights to the Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I feel like it's a lot like, I guess, like, the thing about the Hulk is, like, the Hulk gets mad. It's just like a dude with an anger problem. It's like, it's kind of like Superman, where, like, Superman, he's that character that's hard to relate to because he's good at everything.
Yeah,
like,
he doesn't like
he has no weaknesses. It's like, well, there you go.
his one weakness is that he cares. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I
like
agree.
it's a hard character to relate to
Mm-hmm.
because when he's the Hulk, he's not Bruce Banner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's the
Mhm.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, I guess a little bit, but did I say that right? Dr. Jekyll,
Dr.
Mr.
Jekyll,
Yeah.
Mr. Hyde. Mr.
But-
Hyde's still working on that doctorate.
That doctorate.
So let's go to power rankings. So
Okay.
you've seen 2 movies,
Yeah.
Iron Man and The Incredible Hulk.
Mhm.
So your power ranking is
Oh, this is going to 23. We're bumping Iron Man up a slot. Like I'm gonna start at the bottom and like we're just gonna shift everything up
right. So
because if it gets
I
worse
didn't
than
do
that.
that. I
don't
didn't do
know.
that.
Well, you've seen all.
I've
That's
seen all-
different.
but on your power ranking sheet, I have 1 and 2. I didn't start at the bottom because I have hope that you're going to be like, man, all these movies are great, because that's how I look at them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have it. Iron Man 1, Incredible Hulk 2 for you. I put it at, what would your guess for mine would be? Where do you
There's
think I'd put this?
Right?
What's that?
23 total.
23. You think I put it at 23?
If it gets worse than
There's
this,
23 total.
if it gets worse than this, how did they market this to people?
That's
Travis.
very good point. I put it at 22. There
No, you
is
didn't.
one worse than this movie, in
Is
my
it coming
opinion.
Don't tell me.
Comes up
Don't tell me.
eventually, yeah.
It comes up eventually.
It
There
comes-
we go.
I would say give it a few months.
Give it a few months. Travis, I gotta watch a movie
And-
worse than this. Movie got, I think,
Yeah,
67,
which
on
is
Rotten
still fresh.
which is fresh, which is how I'm gonna.
Great question.
It blows my mind.
Uh-huh.
And like the audience score gave it a 70%.
Right.
Who saw this and was like, you know what? Not that bad.
No,
Not
but
that bad.
also
No.
you have to look at it as that when this movie came out, they were really excited about. It came off the high of Iron Man, which was critically acclaimed. Everyone loved it. And they were excited for the fact that
Yeah.
they were going to try to do an Avengers movie eventually. So this just helped lead into that. After you watch all of them, in my opinion, this is very easily one in the bottom rung, and I don't think that there's really anyone out there that disagrees with that.
But this is in the lower tier.
Right. Of everyone that I've seen that have watched these movies, this is always in the lower tier.
Okay. That makes me feel a little better. Like, God, it's so bad, dude. It's so bad.
Right.
Sorry.
You're
Go
good.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm trying to find a picture for you. Okay, hang on.
Oh, yeah?
I'm gonna share
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I went. What did we go to see? Oh no, come back. Me and my buddy. This is a throwback picture right here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Let me share my screen with you. This
Go
is
ahead.
me and my buddy. We went to what was it? The release of? I think it was the Avengers. There's a sign behind us. I have seen the Avengers, so when we get there,
Okay. Awesome.
like it'll be good. Man, I know I could share my screen with you. Hang on. Whoop. Share a Chrome tab. Let's do this and share. So this is us when we went to. Can you see it?
I see it. Let me get it to where everyone can see it. Hold on.
Me and my buddy. He went as
Yeah.
Bucky. What's his name?
Bucky
Bucky
Barnes.
Bucky Barnes. He went as Bucky Barnes, and I dressed up as the Hulk, and we were on the news.
Oh, that's
We were
so
at the
cute.
midnight release of. I know there's a Tony Stark behind us in this picture,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like we were there to see a Spider-Man movie. I'm fairly certain, maybe a Captain America movie,
Makes sense.
but
That makes sense.
yeah, I just thought we're doing the Hulk. I thought it would. This is 2012, man. So this is 8 years ago.
Wow. 2012.
Yeah. It's a throwback. Everybody can see that.
Yeah.
Everybody see that there.
Everyone sees it.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna stop sharing that now. It's just back to me. But I thought it was relevant. I thought it was relevant to share for the
Yeah.
little people watching the live stream to
Yeah,
get
that
a
was
little
fun.
extra nugget there.
At once you were a Hulk.
At once I was just the shell of the person I am now. You
Yeah.
know.
All right. So, who was your MVP? Who or what was your MVP of this movie? Most valuable part of this movie?
It's tough.
Mhm.
Because I hated it so much.
Right.
It sounds rude. I have more stuff I can complain about if we want to go back to that. But I would say, I'd say Tim Roth probably, like, because although I didn't like his character that much, he was probably my favorite character in the movie. Like the fact that I didn't hate him. I thought his motives throughout the whole movie were really weird too. Like he's just like, oh, like I wish I was younger and my body moved like it used to move. And then he sees the Hulk and he's like, screw that. I want to be a big monster guy. Like, what? Like he like halfway through the movie, he gets injected, like it said. And then like he starts running super fast. He starts being really agile. He can jump. He's like that's what I think he was looking for. And then he's like, nope, make me disgusting. Make me a disgusting monster that looks like I have like a iguana mohawk on my back made of like fleshy pine cones. Like I hated it. I hated it quite a bit. But I would say him. Also I thought Professor Stearns, Mr. Green,
Samuel Stearns, yes.
The fact that we didn't see what happened with his character, and there's not another movie coming out where he's the bad guy. Like that's like because you see like a point where like the blood's dripping on his cut on his forehead, and then his face starts to like bubble up, and you just see him smile, and then like you don't see him for the rest of the movie.
Right.
There wasn't a credit scene with him. There wasn't anything moving forward, and it's been 12 years now, and we don't have Incredible Hulk 2. Like,
so in comic book lore, according to the comic books, that character, Mr. Blue, Samuel Stearns, because he's in the comic books as well, and when he gets that little cut on his head and the gamma radiation goes into his head, it eventually like becomes bigger and he becomes Leader, another comic book character named Leader, and that's what they were that's what they were setting up. It didn't really work, but that's where they were going with it, and they never really put that to play. There's a lot of little Easter eggs that Marvel does put out there that they just don't follow through with over time. Sometimes
they're like, hey, we acknowledge that it exists in this universe, but like, cross your fingers if you want to see the rest of it.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like they open avenues for them to go, and sometimes they take that avenue, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they take it when you least expect that they take it. So that was one of the things that they were like, hey, this is an option that we might go down, and they never did.
Well, I thought it was interesting. Now that I know that there's some lore behind it, like I feel better about it, but I wish it would have been addressed, or like an after credit scene. Like if you're going to set up the possibility for a sequel, like do it after the credits. Be like, hey, look, and if it doesn't happen, then it didn't happen. But I don't know. I guess Marvel movies in general kind of popularized the after credit scene. Like it wasn't
absolutely
big of a thing until all these superhero movies came out. But
so my MVP is Bruce Banner's pants.
The stretchy pants?
The stretchy pants.
Stretchy pants.
He knew how to find the best pants ever. His shirt always ripped when he transformed into the Hulk. His shoes always just tore apart when he transformed into the Hulk.
Just exploded off of his feet.
Right. But his pants always stayed on. And which always kept us from seeing Mini Hulk, which I'm very, very grateful for that.
No, we don't need a Dr. Manhattan situation going on here.
No, not at all. A green Dr. Manhattan.
Like, I agree. I thought it was, there was a scene where Betty gets back from like a store. They're staying in a hotel. She pulls out like this really big pair of like purple stretchy pants. It's like and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
So there's that. But other than that, yeah, you're right. This movie is not good. I would not. The only reason that I would say go ahead and watch it is if you want to watch all of them. If you're like, man, I really don't like have any interest in seeing this movie. No need. You don't have to. I'm perfectly fine with it. I don't think that it really adds anything to the Marvel Cinematic Universe other than that it introduces Bruce Banner.
Yeah. What would you, if you had to give it a Rotten Tomato score? What are you rating this guy?
Oh man, out of 10, I would say this is a solid 3.
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
That's I was gonna say about 27. Like
Right.
that's about the percentage I would put it at. Like because I said the Hulk looks good. Abomination looks good, but
right.
Man, like those are like consolation points. Like the fact that you put some effort into making the Hulk look decent, like gave you the percentage that you did.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been rough, man.
One thing that it did do that I would say that I did like is I just thought of this. It really showed that Bruce Banner and the Hulk are two completely different characters. So when he hulks out, he completely forgets everything that happens, and the Hulk is someone completely different, has different attitude, has different mannerisms, and so setting that up worked really well for me because that comes into effect later on in the universe. So I like that they did that. I didn't realize that's something they did.
People comes into play later,
right?
Yeah.
So two completely different personalities, and that comes into play later on, and it's nice that they set that up here because I didn't remember that at all.
Okay. Well, I look forward to the Hulk sucking less in the future.
Yes.
I've seen, like I said, I've seen the Avengers, the first one, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll be honest. Because I know that one's solid. But I felt that way about Iron Man too. Like I remember seeing Iron Man back in the day and being like, "Oh, I really enjoyed this movie," and then I watched it again. And I was like, "I don't like it as much." Maybe you're just ruining my childhood for me. Maybe that's what's going on.
Maybe. But it does get better. It gets a lot better.
Yeah.
And all right. So, are you ready for some trivia questions?
I am. I'm prepared.
Awesome.
Ooh, I'm prepared.
Watch out. All right. So,
Do
first
it.
question.
Yep.
Before Edward Norton was cast as the Hulk.
Yeah.
Who did Marvel want?
Who did Marvel want
as the actor for Incredible Hulk? Was it A, Mark Ruffalo?
Okay.
B, Brad Pitt?
Okay.
C, Chris Evans? Or D, Paul Rudd?
Or all of the above?
No, just one.
Just one.
Just one of them.
I think it would be interesting if they were like, we want Mark Ruffalo to play him. And they were like, nope. And then you're like, well, we're going to do it anyways. Like, I think that'd be a pretty douchey move. I could see Paul Rudd being the Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, I think he could play a good Hulk. I don't know. I feel like Brad Pitt's too perfect of a human being to play Bruce Banner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Paul Rudd.
All right. You are incorrect. It is A, Mark Ruffalo.
Really? They did it anyway.
They wanted Mark Ruffalo. Universal said no. We want Edward Norton. Edward Norton's our guy. He's really invested in it, and they're like, all right. And then Edward Norton dropped out, and they're like, all right, let's go ahead and get Mark Ruffalo anyway.
All right, so we have the perfect guy. His name's Mark.
Yes.
He'll be great.
So, next question.
All right, next question.
How many Teen Choice Awards did this movie get nominated for?
Nominated. I was
nominated.
0.
That is correct. It did win 0.
Okay. Next.
Did it win?
Or nominated?
Did it get nominated for 1, 2, 3, or 4 Teen Choice Awards?
14 or
4
Choice Awards?
Teen Choice Awards.
God. I don't even know what the categories are at the Teen Choice Awards. Like, it's got to be like,
No one does. The teens
like
don't
a
know
lot
what
of
the Teen
it's
Choice
like-
Awards are.
like biggest hunk. Like, I feel like that's the kind of stuff that's at like the Teen Choice Awards.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to sound rude. Not that I think Edward Norton's an unattractive guy, but I don't think he's Teen Choice Award hunk material. That being said, look at this. Like, also not Teen Choice Award hunk material, but man, Teen Choice Award? Oh man. I'm going to go for 3 based off of the fact that Hulk hands are still such a successful toy.
Yeah. It's 1.
1.
It got nominated for the Choice Summer Movie in Action.
The Choice Summer Movie?
In Action.
All right.
So
I'm 0 for
there's
2
that
right
for it. Yeah.
Man, I'm bummed out.
The only awards that this movie was nominated for were the Teen Choice Awards, the National Movie Awards for Best Superhero and Best Performance Male, the Scream Awards.
The Scream Awards?
The Scream Awards.
How many Razzies did it get?
And the Saturn Awards. All were only nominations, not a single win for
I believe
this
it.
movie. Yeah, so sad to see.
It's a rough movie.
I know.
I
All
feel
right,
sad.
so third question.
Third question.
The Incredible Hulk earned
Mhm.
how much money in the United States and Canada? Is it A,
In Canada.
$34.8 million,
Okay.
B, $134.8 billion, C,
You say
Two-
billion?
$million, my bad,
I was
$1 million,
Whoa! Not that.
C, $234.8 million, or D, $1.
No, it's not $1. It's got to be more than that. $1. Is this Price is Right rules?
It
$1.
could be. It could be.
I think it's okay. So I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I
Yeah.
feel like I might have seen the number while looking at like trying to see if there was like a prequel to this or something.
Okay.
So I know it's either option B or C.
Okay.
I think C is American. And I think B is Canadian. So the 134.
Well, it's U.S. and Canada together.
Together. Okay, I'm going
Yes.
234.
234.
Yeah.
That is incorrect. It is $134.8 million.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I remember seeing one of these numbers at some point in time when I was looking. Like I said, I was looking at the. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy.
It happens. It's all right. Last question.
Last question. Question 4. I'm ready for it. I'm ready.
Another box office movie question.
Dang it!
Yep.
Look at these.
Um,
Ask me about the movie. I just watched it.
and I lost it. Hold on one second.
I feel like you got really
Mm.
butthurt because I guessed the Burger King question last week
A
so
little bit.
easily.
Yeah.
The other one, like I was like, I know what that is. I know what that is, and you're like, nope, we're going strictly box office numbers now.
Right. All right. Here we go.
I'm ready.
Universal
Mm-hmm.
broke records
Broke records.
in 2 countries with this movie. This was the highest grossing movie for Universal in 2 movies. One
2
was
countries?
Russia. Yes, in 2 countries. One was Russia.
Really?
What was the other one?
The Russians
it-
like?
Yes.
All
Was
right.
it A, Brazil,
Okay.
B, Portugal, C, Mexico, or D, Italy?
In my head, before you said that, I know it's based. The beginning half of the movie is based in Brazil. So my head automatically went like, oh, Brazil. And then you said Brazil, but now I'm like, maybe it's not Brazil. And now you're smiling, so I can't tell if that's it or not. I'm going with Brazil. Brazil.
Brazil?
Yeah.
Wrong.
Oh.
Oh.
Is it Italy?
Is it what?
Italy?
No, Mexico.
Really?
Mexico it broke the openings broke records in both Mexico and Russia for Universal.
So this is opening weekends. This isn't like
right, opening weekends, yeah.
Okay. It wasn't like they saw this and they're like, everybody was like, oh my goodness, keep going to go see the Hulk. They were like, oh.
What accent was that?
I don't know. It was in between Mexican and Russian. Russian?
Decent job.
Mexican?
Mexican? Okay. So no, you missed all the questions this week. Congratulations.
I feel so defeated, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I feel like there have to be consequences like next week.
Yeah.
Like we'll be like, if you win this, then this, but if not, then this happens.
Well, next week we are doing Iron Man 2.
No. Iron Man 2. Here, I'll put one finger up. You put one finger up. And it'll be 2. Look, you got to put it in the middle of your face.
Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, Iron Man 2.
So
count
2, which is on Disney Plus. I already checked that. So everyone that's wondering, Disney Plus,
watch along.
Watch it.
Along. Make it happen.
Yeah. So, anything else, Zane? Any parting words for the Incredible Hulk? Are you gonna miss it
for the Incredible Hulk? No, I'm not gonna miss this movie, dude. Like, I've never been clock watching at a movie, like trying to see how much time is left in the movie so many times while watching it. I kept because I rented it on YouTube, so I just kept like, I did rent it, by the way. I didn't legally stream it. I rented it. It was $4.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah. But like, I kept like scrolling up like to see where the timestamp was at.
And
it's like, oh no, this movie's 2 hours. You're 20 minutes in. I'm like, bro, come on. But no. I feel like this is just 45 minutes of me ragging on the Hulk.
Yeah.
But it deserves it. Do better. Do better, Hulk.
Yes, absolutely.
Do better, because this was rough, man.
Yeah. You can only go up from here. Well, except for 1 week. Which
apparently, except for one movie, exactly. Which is, I assume, absolute garbage.
Well, we'll see. You'll see very soon.
Maybe I'll like it.
Eventually. You might really like it. And honestly, like, I did this. I made my list with just the memories of watching it years ago. So I might rewatch it and be like, oh wow, that was a pretty good movie.
You'll adjust your rankings at the end of this whole thing.
Yeah, I'll adjust the rankings at the end, and if there's something that I like better, then we'll go from there. But this is right now, it's holding true pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah. But you guys, all of our fans, listeners, watchers, Heather Matthews, hi.
Hi, Heather.
Hi, Heather Matthews. Becky Gerlach.
Mom was here. That's my mom.
She said mom. Wrong. She said you were wrong.
I don't know what that was wrong about, but I was wrong about something.
I think it was I think I saw it come up on the first question. So she was making fun of you. So
I'm
way to
sure
go.
Maybe it was about that I didn't think Edward Norton was hunky.
Maybe. Oh, that might have been it.
Wrong. He's a hunk and a half.
So like us on Facebook.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter. Twitter we are the Spoiled Boys. Spoiled _ boys.
BOIS.
BOIS.
Rotten Boys.
We're on Instagram. We're now on YouTube.
Yeah.
Listen to us. Let us know what you think. If you have any comments on Iron Man 2, let us know.
This is the outro music.
This is the
We're
outro
doing an
music.
outro live.
So
we're on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker, something else, but I can't think of what it is.
All the things. Anchor.
Anchor. That's it. The
Yep.
one that we distribute.
Yeah.
You guys have been awesome, and we appreciate you.
Thank
like
you.
us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we'll see. We'll see you next time.
We'll try to do better next time too.
Try to do better next time.
This has been Spoiled
We got it.
Rotten Movies.
Bye.